Hey guys, welcome to Callous Fight Night. As you can see here, this is a replay. This is not live action. It's my fault, and that's fine. This game took place at 9 a.m. my time, and my work schedule is Tuesday through Saturday, and Saturday is 11 to 11, so I had worked 50 hours or whatever it was this week, and then last night my wife and I were up till 3:30, whatever it was in the morning. So basically, there is no way in hell that I was getting up for 9 a.m. to narrate this game. No chance. However, I'm going to bring you guys the replay and we will see it together. I have not watched this game, so it's new to me and hopefully new to you as well. And we'll see what happens. You may notice that our champion Zomog is not here. It is a familiar situation. Champion is out of town, so we are replacing him with two different challengers, Hclat and SamuelBest. And the winner here is going to go on to face our champ, Zomog, next week. So here's the game between the challengers, Hclat and SamuelBest. Hclat is going to be bottom side. He's going to have a Salamence lead. Sam Best top side with a Metagross. Intimidate obviously blanked by Clear Body. In comes Swampert. Fire Blast. That should be a special or a mixed Mence, so Swampert presumably is afraid of HP Grass and gets out of the way. Celebi comes in for exactly that purpose, thinking that there will be HP Grass. That is exactly what comes down. There's a critical hit. But now Celebi has to be careful about Fire Blast, and that's what happens. The exchange there is going to be a Leech Seed, but Celebi has to be careful. It is far from guaranteed to live another Fire Blast should he stay and go for that. But instead he opts for a Heracross switch, and that's going to work out really well. The goal of the Heracross switch was to get it in on a special wall like a Lax or a Blissey, and he achieved that goal. We see that it is a sub-lefties Heracross, so it is not subbing down to like a Salic Berry or anything like that. And he's going to go for Mega Horn on the switch. Both players have opted to bring a Salamence, and the Salamence for Sam does have leftovers. Presumably so does Hclat's. There's not really another item that Mixed Mence tends to run. So similar teams here. They both have physical / mixed offensive teams. And there's a Lax for both guys. There is a counter from Hclat, reflecting the critical hit Meteor Mash from Sam back at him to knock out the Metagross and give Hclat the lead. At this point, Salamence comes in. Intimidate not relevant on Magneton. Mag is going to sub on the switch. Mence has to be careful here of all sorts of things. Thunder Wave, Toxic, Thunderbolt is probably the best case scenario. HP Ice, all sorts of things. And Sam opts for Thunderbolt. So Magneton now has to be careful of a Brick Break or a Fire Blast. It is a Fire Blast. Lax comes in and takes that 21%. Lax is almost universally immunity these days as opposed to thick fat, so he could have taken that better if he had a different ability. But it looks like he's got immunity, and that probably isn't important in this particular team matchup. Body Slam came down on Meta. That also... No, Meta does not have leftovers. But we don't know if there was a Lumberry or something like that, because the para did not come. Hera comes down at this point. That gets Hydro Pumped on the way in. It will live another one, however, so he could Swords Dance up here if he has that. Salamence comes in immediately to try to check it, and there is no prediction Rock Slide. Instead, he goes straight for Mega Horn, which is a decent chunk to Mence, but there's no sand in play right now, so all these things that would otherwise be getting buffeted by the Sandstorm are taking hits pretty well. Earthquake comes down. Starmie does not take it super well, but it should live another. And more importantly, it outspeeds the Salamence here and can threaten a one-hit KO it with Ice Beam. In fact, it does have Ice Beam. He goes for that here, and it's going to bounce off the Magneton. But what will not bounce off the Magneton is this follow-up Hydro Pump. There's the connection and the knockout, and we've got ourselves a bigger lead for Hclat, now 6-4. Here's Lax looking threatening. He's got an opportunity here. He's going to curse up. Has to be careful about Meta going for a move like Explosion here. He could also simply Meteor Mash it and try to fish for attack raises or crits. And he does just go straight for Explosion. The Pokemon that Sam opts to fodder off to that boom is going to be Celebi. Goes to the Lax here. And the Salamence comes down for Sam. Should be able to knock him out from 37%. And no, he's going to survive the hidden power. 35% is a lot, but it's not going to be enough. I suspect that was a low damage roll. Surviving there is bad news bears for Sam. Had he knocked him out, he would have been back in the game. But now he's finding himself in a position down 2-4. And the last poke for Hclat, well, it was unrevealed. Now it comes in. There is actually sand in the back. There is a T-Tar. Body Slam once again fails to find paralysis. And T-Tar does not have leftovers. Goes straight for Earthquake here. Obviously not a Choice Bander, or would have done more damage than that. So I suspect we're looking at a DD Lumtar. Curse coming down for Sam. This poke is potentially dangerous if he doesn't get unlucky and get crit. That's a second Curse boost here. This is probably Sam's best way to win at this point. Hclat's going to have to find an answer for the Curse Lax here. An answer very well could just be a crit or a flinch. And he finds neither. Here's Body Slam. Sam getting a little bit greedy here. Now a crit or a flinch could wind him in some hot water. He needs to get the successful rest off in order to have any chance here. And there is the rest. Now both Tyranitar and Salamence have the ability to learn Roar. Whether or not Hclat's going to have that, I don't know. But he can phase him out here, potentially. There's a Sleep Turn killed. Heracross is going to come in to try to do some offensive, nasty things to Lax while it's taking its nap. Focus Punch going to be the play. That's going to do a whole heck of a lot. Lax has no choice but to sit there asleep. And it's going to be 63% despite the double Curse boost from the Stab Focus Punch. Huge damage there. However, Heracross has to get out of the way because the Lax is about to wake up, and he is about to wake up unhappy. He is going to go straight for the Body Slam here. That would have devastated the Hera. It connects with T-Tar instead, but does not find the power that he's been looking for all game. But an unlucky flinch is going to kick in, and now Sam is going to need a Rock Slide miss, or he is in big trouble. However, Hclat is instead going to switch, and Sam is not able to predict this and go for Body Slam. Instead, he opted for Rest, and he's really in trouble now because Heracross can simply Focus Punch twice. Sam is not going to allow that, and instead Hclat goes for a Substitute. Swampert may be able to roar that away. We do not know the set right now. Focus Punch coming from behind a sub. Very little Swampert can do about that. Hydro Pump pops the sub fine and well, but he eats a 58% Focus Punch in the process and is now in range to where he needs to worry about Mega Horn. Starmie comes in instead. Protect here, a failed Protect from SamuelBest. However, he can Protect on this following turn as well if he wants to get additional lefties. He can also go back to the Lax. It all depends what he predicts. He goes to the Lax thinking that Starmie would stay in. That is probably best case scenario, that the Starmie stays in and misses. That's exactly what Sam needs, but he needs more. Here comes the Heracross. Lax is yet to kill a Sleep Turn, but there's one now. So he's got one more turn he needs to kill off. Then he will wake up. Focus Punch here is going to do damage to something no matter what. And Sam decides it's going to be the Lax, but he does not have those two Curse boosts this time. That is going to be a one-hit KO, and Sam, I think, is probably dead to rights. This Swampert would need a miracle sequence to pull this out. Otherwise, we're going to see Hclat against Zomog next week. Substitute knocks Hera into the red. Hydro Pump is going to connect. PP is also a potential concern, but it is the least of Sam's worries right now. I don't know how Swampert sweeps through this team, but he is sure as hell going to try. Protect and Megahorn. Heracross may have the Swarm ability. That may be an in-swarm range Megahorn, which is even more deadly. And in fact, that looks to be the case. 58% from the unboosted Megahorn. Down goes the Swampert. Down goes SamuelBest. And the winner here, fairly convincingly, is going to be Hclat. Like I said, guys, there is no need for a drawing this week. This was just to determine who will face our already existing champion, Zomog, and now we know. So next week on CALLOUS Fight Night, it's going to be Hclat against Zomog, and I look forward to bringing you that game. Thumbs up if you enjoyed this game, and I will see you guys there.